started this collection about 15 years ago because I was interested in several things: history, art, and technology, and photography combined all of those. So I started reading history books and following auctions and immersed myself into the somewhat arcane world of 19th century photography. It turns out it's a really fascinating subject, and especially because the photographs really come with very little information. It sends you down a rabbit hole looking for who was the photographer, when was it taken, where was it taken, what's the process. There's so many different aspects to study. It's really fascinating. Because early photography was not a settled art, it was a laboratory. Photographers mixed chemicals, altered emulsions, tested papers, metals, glass, and ink. Some processes lasted generations, others vanished almost immediately. The original invention of photography was just sort of a suggestion of how to make it. It was imperfect, and it took a lot of early practitioners, much trial and error, to try to figure out what worked and what didn't. So this is one of my favorite objects in the collection. In 1855 in France, there was a man named Willemay who invented the first 3D printer. What he would do was take a subject to a studio and put him in a circle of 24 cameras, taking each one an angle, and then use those as the basis to create a sculpture. It was a way of creating a sculpture. Instead of having to wait 6 months while a sculptor did it, you would do it photographically, and then the end result was this guy. This is a photo sculpture made in 1855 in France. We don't know who the subject is, but as you can see, it's a pretty good likeness. Unlike many museum collections, this archive aims to document photography in all its dimensions: social, technical, commercial, and artistic. Using a camera like this, which is called a wet plate camera, where you place the negative in the back on the slide. They call it a wet plate because it has to be taken and developed before the emulsion dries. This is an example of a wet plate photograph taken in Egypt in the 1850s. They would have had to take this out into the field in the desert, 100-degree heat, with a blank piece of glass, put the emulsion on, put it in the camera to take the picture, pull it out, and develop it all within 10 minutes. And you can see what it looks like. One of the things that was also difficult is that they could not expose for the ground and the sky at the same time. So they would paint the back of the negative to make sure that the sky itself was clean. The History of Photography Archive serves as an essential resource for anyone seeking to understand the true origins of photography, especially its first great period of artistic and technological experimentation. It's intended to complement and expand beyond the formal art historical narratives that have dominated museum collections for the past half-century. Thank you for visiting, and welcome to the archive.